All right, guys, just quick updates on BTC, ETH, a couple of others, just to see where we're all at. So the last few days we've been going into a bit of a pullback slash correction, which is what we wanted. I was saying for it to give us a drop below this last swing and into this zone here, which was the 55k area. So the reason I was saying that was because we've got this pullback here, which is the last swing before it broke the highs. So normally it needs to come in then as tapped at the top of the box, but normally it should at least come to 50% of it. So it's at the, which is basically at 55. Now the problem is, and from there on we'd like to see it to go shoot up from there. The problem is we've got ETH. So that's only, that's probably, a couple of percent down from where it is right now. The problem is with ETH looks like it's got to go another 5%, more like 5%, which is right here. So we've got these equal lows here, precisely engineered, bounce straight off, and normally always, every time we see these perfect equal lows or highs, everyone thinks there are anchor points where they're going to place the stops and whatnot. So, and it's just it's a prime target to get raided by the market makers. There's a pool of liquidity and take everyone's orders. So this is why I was targeting the 3850 area. So the equal lows are exactly 3890. It's going to have to swing past it to actually collect those orders, and it'll go straight through it. Now, whether it should bounce from there. Whether that bounces for a reversal or whether it's going to be a pullback for more lows, that'll be the key question. Now, my concern with BTC and ETH right now is that ETH has got a longer way to go as a percentage as opposed to BTC. Now, if they go hand in hand in terms of percentages, ETH will go where it's supposed to go. Problem is, BTC goes into the areas where it shouldn't be going. And then the reason I'm saying there's a concern there, if it drops down to here, so my original order block was here. So the way you come up with that is you drop, back, drop. So the last order block from the last drop, right? So you got your order block. Now that got broken. That becomes your breaker block. Now the problem is, if we tap through this area as a percentage and we come down into this zone here, into this high, into this, where is it? If we tap into there anywhere, that is no longer impulsive. That is very algo driven, just purely taking orders, neutralizing, and just pushing the market where it wants to go, not in an impulsive way. It's more of a corrective way, and it's not going to go the highs that you want. It might go up, and which is what we're originally targeting, about the 70-80 grand mark, which is feasible. Targeting highs by the end of the month is at the rate that it's going. If it taps into here, there's no chance. If anything, if it taps into here, we run the risk of actually going into a corrective market, and then we used to target these lows down here at some stage, which was my original concern when we were moving over here early on. So if we tap into here and bounce higher, we're not going to go very far. The risk is we could actually just tap further into here and pull back and go further down, and that's a problem. Then it's going to shift the whole market altogether. I mean, at the end of it, it's still going to be a bull run, because it'll just be a massive bull run. Then that'll be a big flag here. So it'll be down, up, down, whether it stops into here or whether it drops as a expanding flat and takes all these orders down here, which is ideally where I was looking for months ago, but it never came there. And the market tends to swing you the opposite direction where it's actually going to take you. So there'll be a heap of orders in here. I hope it doesn't come down to here, because that means we're going to run into a temporary bear market. But that's what we need to watch for. So this is my concern overall, and this is going to be the barometer of the market in general, regardless of what project, coin, token, whatever you want to say you're into, this is going to be the overall barometer. This is the risk. Now, I hope it doesn't go there, because if it doesn't and it just goes, bounces out of this zone here, this corrective structure here, just a little tap and then reverse, then we're very bullish. We're still going north. We can go quite high. However, once we start tapping lower, where we run the risk of this first one here, means we're not going to go very high. This one here, we're definitely not going high, we're going down. That's how I see it. So that's what we're watching for. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go high if we come into here, or we're not going to go very high at all. If any, probably pull back and then drop further. So I don't see that. Now, just giving a bit update on Metis. Where is it? So Metis. So we said if it breaks this order block in here on the lower time frame, that we're going north, right? And we have been going north. I'm not in this trade. I got out. However, factoring what ETH and BTC is doing, so I didn't notice this earlier, but we've actually got perfect equal highs here as well on the 1 hour, and look, it just tapped straight through it. So I'm sure there would have been lots of orders sitting on there, thinking that this is going to go higher. It may go higher. I'm not 100% sure right now. I am saying that it will go high eventually. But right now, what it's doing, it's obviously tapped to grab that liquidity from there, and it's probably going to move it away from there. So once it taps those orders and gets people on the wrong side of it, they're stuck in the trade. So it's usually going to go into another liquidity point. So that next liquidity point, this is the order block that's currently here, and this is why I was targeting the next level as 85 to 75. So right here, which is where we broke out of, which is it 88? Yeah, this one here. You see how it bounced straight back? Now, if that goes through here, I think we're going much lower, and this is your anchor point where it's bouncing from higher or lower. So if it goes through here, it shouldn't go here lower than this. So if it goes through here, it's probably going to pull back and drop down here. I don't know if you recall, I was saying there's a whole pool of liquidity here. I wouldn't be surprised if they come in here. Actually, I'd be surprised if it doesn't. I was expecting that before, and again, it just pulls you in the wrong direction, and then eventually comes back, and I'd expect it to come back here again. So if we're gonna, the other way to look at this meta, so if we've broken a high, another way of looking at it, broken a high, it's a higher high, and normally comes back into the order block, probably just in here, bouncing off it. However, typically it's not deep enough for a proper entry, so to speak, where it's low risk and typical of market making manipulation. So it's normally deep in the 78 to 88% retracements, which is right in here, and this is where I'd be expecting it to come to at some stage. Now, in saying that, if you look on the higher time frame, for all this move here, there's not a great deal of corrective structure or sideways activity to, I guess, give us enough time to reaccumulate positions and orders and whatnot to go north. So nothing goes up in a straight line. So the faster it goes up, the faster it's going to drop. So in terms of this move here, firstly, it's not deep enough to start with. Secondly, the corrective structure going sideways for me isn't long enough. Given the market's probably going to go lower, I am assuming that we are definitely going to come to here some form or another. Though the only other thing I can see here is that if we make an expanding flat, which is possible, like this. So you've got the move, down, break the top, expanding flats break the tops, then break. A running flat ends here, which we haven't come far enough to continue on. However, an expanding flat doesn't end here. It actually breaks this low. And this is what I was originally looking at for the 50. And that'll give us a nice 78 level in here. And this is the trade I was looking for the whole time. Whether it's just dragging us out and it's eventually going to get there, I don't know. But this is where I'm out of the market. If it comes to here, this is where I want to be. And this is where I'll be entering the market, because for me, that's where value is. In the current form, it's not value. It's gone straight up. It's good for the people that have got it down here, but there's no new speculation that's going to come out of this. This is just FOMO. So that's how I'm seeing Metis as well. So hopefully we don't go into a temporary bear market and it's just gonna pull back and give us the entries that we want one way or another. But we'll have to wait and see, because yeah, it's in a decision point, or getting very close to decision point. It needs a little bit of extra time to get to those points. Maybe another a day or two, and we'll see. Maybe what's today? Today's Friday, so maybe over the weekend. I guess we're gonna have to find out. Probably not much is going to happen on until Monday, by the looks of it. So let's see how we go. Good luck with it.